Our devotions today are from Isaiah 65. Do you ever wonder what heaven will be like? I know I do, especially as my time to leave Earth behind seems much closer now than before. I know I'm only going to be 66 this year, but when you look at that number on balance, it's likely closer to the ending than it is to the beginning. Though I've always secretly hoped to make it to 120, but even if I do that, I'm already more than halfway there. And I'm good with that, because it means I get to go be with Jesus as he's promised. But it leaves me wondering sometimes, what will I miss? There are things on this earth that God has created that I really enjoy. Sunsets over the ocean, the smell of pine trees and being up in the mountains, lobster, macaroni and cheese, steak and potatoes, salmon, my toes in the sand on a beach, fresh water from a mountain river. So many things that put me in awe of God and how he has created it all. Heaven's taste buds, music, sunlight and starshine, flowers and clouds, these are all God's ideas. I'm sure you have lists of things that you enjoy in God's creation too. So, what happens next? How will I get along there? What will I do or see or smell or taste when I get there? Somehow, I don't realistically think there's going to be golf courses to play or horses to ride. But then again, how can I realistically think about the reality of heaven? That's a presumptuous thought. But then along comes God in his word from Isaiah today and puts all my wondering to rest. Listen to what God tells us in Isaiah 65:17. Isaiah writes, "For behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former things shall not be remembered or come into mind." And in one sentence, God removes all doubt about what I think heaven will be like. It is plainly stated, it will be new. It will all be new, from top to bottom, from heavens to earth. Golf, salmon, and pine trees will not be remembered. Sunsets and streams, stars and flowers simply won't come to mind. Such is what God tells us here. Now, I get a glimmer of perhaps what to expect from reading this. And what that may be is, we will experience an eternal now. A never-ending new. It may be that being in God's eternal presence will always be new, never changing, and yet never the same at the same time. Such is the limit of our minds, that such things just cannot be grasped while we are still in this amazing heaven and earth of God's making. My goodness, a reading of the book of Revelation shows that earthly language, rich and supple though it is, simply is inadequate to the task of revealing a full understanding of what heaven will be like. And I'm okay with that. After all, God doesn't need my approval to create new heavens and a new earth. But I know this. He has created us to be with him eternally. And in the blood of Jesus Christ alone, he has made the way for us to live in that new heavens and new earth with him for eternity. And who wouldn't be okay with that, no matter what age we are here and now? Be at rest and peace in God's provision for you for all time. Goodbye.